Hello and welcome back to Fudge Muppet. It's Scott here today bringing you our top 5 evil builds for Fallout 4. After watching our recent top 10 builds video for Fallout 4, you'll notice that we rated these builds on aesthetics, role-playing, fun, and effectiveness. Today, however, things are different. We're rating these builds purely on who is the most evil, and while we acknowledge that evil is a difficult concept to define, we think we've done a sensational job at compiling and rationalizing a final list. These builds are for those who want to play throughout Fallout as a maniac, and after clicking the links to each build in the description, you'll gain access to all their role-playing methods in great detail, allowing you to have a highly thrilling playthrough. With a Fudge Muppet twist, of course. Also, you'll probably want to avoid the description for the time being if you don't want to spoil the video. If you love content like this, please let us know by liking the video and leaving a comment in the comments section. And if you're new, subscribe for more unique Fallout content with a solid focus on role-playing. Now, before we open the gates of hell, I want to acknowledge that all of these builds would end up doing the Nuka World DLC, and therefore being a Nuka World raider wasn't enough to qualify for the list. So let's get straight into our top 5. Coming in at number 5, we have the Slaver. This build wants nothing more than to take over the Commonwealth with his gang and to enslave settlers to be servants or gory entertainment. This build was in close competition with the Raider Overboss for position number 5, but we decided that the Slaver was much more evil. The Overboss may take over settlements and kill anyone in his path, but he does it for the thrill of feeling control, he does it for conquest, and he does it for domination. He cares about respect and doesn't necessarily relish in pointless bloodshed. The Slaver, however, aims to take the Commonwealth over with a gang of raiders, but his evilness shines brighter through the keeping of slaves and the performance of blood sports for nothing more than joy. He may keep slaves for efficiency, but he often tortures them and locks them in cages because it satisfies him. He'll then take innocent captives, let them free, only to release them into an arena with a death claw. He's got a Roman theme to him, but when it comes to the gladiator-like battles, he loves when the competition is rigged. He will also make his settlements very uninviting looking on purpose, filled with deadly traps and wild beasts. He also travels around slaying stragglers with his super mutant companion just for the hell of it, thriving most when he hones in on his psychotic and violent personality. With the addition of the Nuka World DLC, this build can take over the Commonwealth by enslaving the Minutemen to do his bidding, or he can take over the Raiders. Or he can enslave the Minutemen and have them all killed and replaced by real Raiders who are more than happy to fight under the Slaver. Next up, we have the Disciple. This killer comes in at number 4 on our list, and for good reason. The Slaver may be evil, but the Disciple puts him in his place when it comes to truly bad intentions. The Disciple does not care for conquest and power primarily. She's just like the Disciple's gang. She adores the sight of fresh blood and has an obsession with revenge. Her passion for revenge will lead her to do terrible things, and the most eerie part of it all is that even though she enjoys what she does, she's very emotionless. Not that you can tell, as her face is covered almost entirely. She uses a knife on purpose to make her kills more intimate, and she used to be an artist, although she's changed her paintbrush to a Disciple's cutlass, and the only color she paints with is red. She has an incredibly vicious backstory that we love very much, and will take control of her life by any means necessary. In the canvas that is the Commonwealth, she will always opt for the most violent, ruthless approach possible. To her, killing is a form of art, and she'll use the patience, attention to detail, and the foresight of an artist to ensure the picture in front of her is exactly how she wants it to be. No one crosses this build and lives, and that might just mean crossing paths, so watch your back. In the number 3 position, we have the cooking connoisseur of the Commonwealth, but don't get excited for nice food because this is like Hell's Kitchen, but Gordon Ramsay gets so pissed he kills and eats the guy that messed up the chicken. This is the Pyromaniac, one of our first evil builds that specializes in shooting up a lot of drugs, selecting a group of people, preferably innocent, killing said group of people with fire, lots of fire, and then watching them sear on the ground for a few moments while she soaks in the smell. Once you have those settlers crispy on the outside but rare on the inside, it's time to dig in and cannibalize that sweet flesh. Also, unlike the Disciple, this woman doesn't just like to make art with her victims. She will murder these innocents just for fun with no worries about who it affects. If eating people for pleasure after killing them with fire while high on chems doesn't already make it clear why this is number 3 on the list, you should probably put down that school kid kebab and go turn yourself into the police. The Joker arrives manically prancing into the number 2 position, just after exploding a mole rat attached to a bomb. The Joker, in our opinion, is one of the most evil builds on our channel, taking great inspiration from the psychopathic villain of Batman. Where others see a noble cause like saving synths with the railroad, he sees an opportunity to make an absolute cracker of a prank by using them as a terrorist group to cause chaos amongst the ranks of other factions, only to finally turn around to the railroad and stab them all to death. It's what you'd call a killer prank. What makes the Joker that extra scoop of fucked flavor of ice cream is the randomness to it all. Throw a man off a building to see if he explodes like a squashed cherry, or bait a Deathclaw into a settlement. Sometimes even just stabbing a mannequin would send him into an uncontrollable laughter. What makes this build even more evil than the others is the fact that the Joker wasn't always like this. He understands morality perfectly and has descended into an absolute villain, conscious of everything he's doing, conscious of who he used to be, and careless with all of it. Coming in at number 1, we have the single most vicious, depraved, vile, evil build on Fudge Muppet, the Serial Killer. The worst part about this guy is you wouldn't have even seen it coming. He could have been your best friend for months, even years, but then one night you find yourself chained to a wall screaming for help as he guts you, pulling your entrails around the room in pure fascination. He is evil personified. Even as a child, he would torture and kill small animals. He would study their reactions, and this is exactly what he does to the wanderers of the wasteland. As charismatic as he is vile, the serial killer takes deep pleasure from constructing bonds with people, forming trust, which helps build the anticipation, making that final moment where he sees the confusion and betrayal in the eyes of his victims all the more worth it when he kills them. Unlike our other builds, what makes this guy the most evil is that for him, it's about the process, the anticipation, the manipulation, the savoring of the experience over the long term. A quick, easy kill is either a necessity or a wasted kill. He will go to the length that all other builds will in regards to murder and destruction, but he'll go so much further when it comes to exactly how he does it. If you are looking for the single most evil experience in Fallout 4, then this build is for you. And that concludes our top 5 evil Fallout 4 builds. We really appreciate you watching this far, and also for subscribing to Fudge Muppet. If you liked the video, please click that thumbs up button, and remember we've provided links to these builds in the description so you can get more detail about them. We're very thankful that you continue to support what we do, and we look forward to nerding out with you all again very soon.